Hi guys, today let's talking about camshaft and its flat tappets.
Patrick's Garage.
We know our camshaft with flat tappets requires a high level zinc oil to reduce the friction of cam with flat tappet and protect them from fast wear. Okay?
And let's compare our camshaft with camshaft from 240 series. We open valve's cover and what we see. 5 journals. Very interesting. In our camshaft only 3. And majority difference that camshaft installed in the head, in the case with 240 series. We not notice discoloration on the camshaft lobes, and this camshaft cranking by rubber stinky timing belt. But our camshaft, rotates by the timing gears. We know if the lobes are in good condition and the lobe lift measurements are within their limits, the camshaft can be reinstalled. And we can measuring the camshaft lobes. Measure the major and minor diameters of lobe, like in this picture, A and B. And the difference between the two is the lobe lift. And of course, if turns out that one of lobes less than in specifications, replace the camshaft. If wear is excessive, the camshaft will have to be replaced. Now we not find evidence of overheating, blue and discolor spots. And if the journals with scratches, maybe, and bearings with scratches and worn out. And for measuring, we can using caliper for then compare with specifications. And if the lobe is less than the minimum, this means camshaft worn and must be replaced. And if the bearings and journals worn, camshaft need to be replaced. But without expensive fancy tools, we can't check the oil clearance between bearings and journals. But we can use camshaft lobe lift check. This can show us the extent of cam lobe wear. But we can implement this only with dial indicator. But only if we have any suspicion about camshaft. If the compression a little lower in one cylinder, for example, and maybe engine shaking at idle, then maybe worn exhaust lobe on the camshaft. This could be the cause. If the compression in one cylinder lower than in other cylinders when we make compression test. Shaking at idle, warm signal for camshaft wears out. Maybe. So check and notice if we have slightly rough idle. So if we would check the camshaft lobe lift, we anyway need valve's cover gasket for replacing after these procedures. So now we see this particular bearing, right, this not so good. Rusty from the storage, this camshaft from junkyard. Now let's look closely. I try to find any scratches inside the bearings. We can check by finger. So before removing the camshaft, anyway, check the extent of cam lobe wear. Of course, if we have dial indicator, we can do it. And let's think why camshaft wears out. Maybe if you don't know, old engine owners lately, or maybe not so lately, has been plagued with problems after repairing their engines. Can you guess why any owners got all kind of problems with camshaft from day one? In our day, I mean. Yes, not correct oil. For flat tappets engines, we need oil with zinc to reduce the friction of camshaft with flat tappet. You see, flat tappet and camshaft lobe, I rotated to recognize. This system requires a high level zinc oil and phosphorus. Let's look how it can be wears out. You see right here. This can be cause from lower zinc level in the oil. So our beautiful camshaft situated at the crankcase, camshaft cranks inside, pumping our gas to the carburetor and rotates our distributor. You can notice, first of all, at this nut, this custom, especially for convenience when we adjusting ignition. This special long nut made in the workshop for me especially. If you're interested, you can find on my channel how to restore distributor. And let's look at our old catalog. You know, camshafts all differs in differs engines. Camshaft for low compression with letter A, and high compression engines, camshafts marked with letter C, and fuel injector marks with letter D. And just I remember, there are no inspection covers for the valve tappets, like on the older engines was. Anyway, our camshaft is made of cast iron, and it has hardened cams. As I said earlier, this engine without inspection covers for valve tappets. So if we want replace tappets, we need removing the head. Engine head must be removed for replacing tappets. So I think will be better replace camshaft and flat tappets together at one time, or each lifter must be returned to its place. And keep in mind, if new lifters are being installed, a new camshaft must also be installed. Check the bottom of lifters. And I'm interested, what do you like, flat lifters or roller lifters? Please let me know in the comments. And when we're replacing camshaft, this bronze thrust plate can easily be damaged by over-tightening of securing bolts. Nowadays, of course, available steel thrust plate, but I'm using always bronze thrust plate. This thrust plate wears out too much. Some guys install it inside out, but will be better replace it. Maybe even steel thrust plate, which available in nowadays, can be better. I don't know. Maybe you remember in olden days there was a special bracket to prevent unscrewing bolts, but now these bolts, securing bolts with dot of rubber, or maybe special compound for securing. Or we can clean thread and use Loctite. And when you replace camshaft, of course, you take a notice to the timing gears. And if you noticed that they in poor condition, will be better to replace them whatsoever. So we should focus on level of zinc in the oil. 1400 per million zinc and the same level of phosphorus is enough. And especially when the camshaft new. For new camshaft, level of zinc vitally important. So if we rebuilding an older engine, we really need to use something like racing oil. We need to make sure that we use oil with correct level of zinc and phosphorus. Thanks for watching.